recording. All right. Good morning, everybody. Um, all right.
Morning.
Morning. Michael, y'all wore me out yesterday. Y'all wore me out yesterday, okay? Yesterday.
That's why I'm quiet. I'm quiet now.
Y'all wore me out. All right. So, welcome to the weekly meeting. Ooh, let me go to the weekly. Today is 6th of September. Um, And we're going to go through the list over here for this upcoming week. Um, for AUDJPY, of course, we are currently bullish into a bearish structure, right? So it's looking like some buys up to at least this zone for a possible sell. So, with that being said, um, based on the structure based on the weekly structure that's pushing up, and this was a pullback for me. Now let's go down to the daily. So the first thing I see is that we're in this bearish order block, right? So I'm just going to mark up this zone right here. And let's go to the daily. The daily is still giving bullish momentum. So this might just be a pullback. If you're trading imbalances, it's filled the imbalance. Um, and it even filled some of this imbalance. So my thought is that price is probably going to start buying up at some point. Um, let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour is still giving bearish structure, right? It's still, wait a minute, hold on. If it didn't, okay. 4 hour is giving, it's given, you got to wait for a structure to do something. So I would either wait for a 4 hour close below this low here, meaning I would need to see a closed candle below here. Um, if you trade like Todd, then you have your you have this as your close. Turn this thing off. Um, you have this as your closed um, structure here, but I would definitely wait for a 4 hour close below this line because to me it's giving that it's going to start going bullish. And if you want to wait for confirmation, I would say wait for a 4 hour structure to break this high here and then wait for a pullback to then start buying. So if I'm going to buy, then it's either has to break below here or break above here to either continue buying or close below here to then look for more sells. 'Cause- 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 That's what I see for AUDJPY. Any questions on that one? All right. Next we have CAD Chef. Um, let's go to the weekly. CAD Chef. As we can see, it's been in a bearish trend. The bigger picture. Um, this is the last level of structure that was given here. Price closed below there. So that's the last level of structure. This was the swing high. This was the swing low. Okay, so now let's go to the daily. So the daily closed below the lows. Let's go to the 4 hour. And then the 4 hour um, is not giving much. So there's a pullback happening, right? On the 1 hour. However, that could just be filling some of this imbalance to then give another level of structure to the downside. Um, so until some kind of structure is formed up in here, I don't necessarily want to. I mean, there is some structure formed on the 15-minute because there was a break here and then this swing high here. But I like to see it on the higher time frame, on a bigger time frame. So again, price could come into here, pull back, or even pull back to this level of support, and then continue selling. So once it forms some type of structure, then we can call it. But um, I don't see any structure to give a trade idea on this one. Any questions, comments on that one?
I do. Wouldn't it be? I mean, since the low has been broken with the black line, wouldn't we be looking for a pullback to go further down or no?
So yeah,
Because
so yeah, you would definitely, well, this is the swing high, right?
hmm
So either price is going, and then this is the internal swing,
hmm
right? So price could come back up to this zone somewhere in here, which is, let's go to the daily. Price could come back into um, somewhere up in here. Let's use that one. To then sell.
hmm
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm reading the room, okay? And I know that people want to get in a trade. I know what Todd will tell people to do, or to look for, but it's not giving what it needs to give at this point, other than Friday closed below this low and gave us another level of structure. That's all I can see right there. And then with this internal structure right here, it's still bearish. So either price is going to break this internal structure, pull back, and then buy up to the higher time frame structure, to the external structure. So yeah, it wouldn't be something that it's not a trade idea I would give out. But yes, you're right. It's still because price closed below, it's still bearish. So price can either come to this structure here or up to here to sell, to possibly sell. And of course, if price breaks above this high, then you'll be looking for buys.
What about that? Your black line.
This right here,
Yeah. Yep.
that's
That's
just the um one, it's a key level, it's a level of support, right? But it's also my last swing, the swing low. I didn't mark it. This is the, well, break of structure. Let me put it that way. This was the break of structure. Price
Sept.
came here, pulled back, broke structure. So that's the break of structure for that's giving an indication that price is going to possibly continue selling.
Yeah, I was looking at it from that would be the first place I will wait for it to turn around and sell from, and then that'll be point one there. If it comes up there, retest, then it'll drop, or if it pushes past it, it'll be those other two before it drops.
Say that again.
So that black line,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be point one if
What's point one?
where your black solid line is at.
No, what does that mean? Point
Oh,
one.
that's the first place I'll be looking for it to retest before it drops.
Oh, oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is a level of support, may turn resistance before it could possibly sell. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. So yeah, I agree. And of course, if price comes back, but we still have to respect the internal structure. So even if price breaks above here to buy up, there is a zone that it still may respect
Right.
to start selling. Um, it wouldn't be an optimal trade and entry for me, but um, because I don't trade the 50% 618, but the optimal trade and entry would definitely be at the 78.88 for me, somewhere up in this zone. But this could be is a possibility. The price can either sell from here or keep buying up, possibly sell from here or come here to sell back down to this level of um, support and then maybe continue on to buy past, to go bullish past these highs because it's definitely I'm sure if I did a market maker cycle, one, two, yeah, it's definitely due for a correction.
How many pips is it to the top? All the way?
From where it is now?
Yeah, all the way to the top.
You mean all the way up here?
Yeah,
Nah, who said that? Michael.
yeah.
Michael, you sniffing glue? So all the way all the way to the top. Hold on.
hmm
Why
Yeah,
you gonna put in a you gonna put a trade in and hold it?
I'm trying to get one pair that is either right at the bottom or right at the top and just take it all the way down. That's what I'm trying to do. It might take, say, 6 months to hold it, but I can do that if it's in
Well, that's the best thing to do. Do not sell now. Who? Let me see who in here. Who's all in here? Now I'm gonna say this.
Don't tell me off too much now.
I'm gonna say no, no, not for you, not for you, not for you, because you know better. Look, you know better, okay? But this is, I see people buying, I see people selling low and buying high. Like, I don't understand why people do that, but I'm not even gonna get on that horse on today. I did it yesterday. I got on that horse yesterday. So For the old newbies, I'm got on that horse yesterday. Okay. For the new newbies, I'll get on y'all next week. Okay. So, so yeah, so I definitely wouldn't be looking for a sell from here. I would want to look for a sell from up here if it gives confirmation for a sell. All right. Um, any questions on Keshev?
Yes.
Yeah, Keshev. Well, hi Andrew.
Hello.
How are you?
Right. Good.
Good, good.
Um,
You have
yeah. Yeah, I have a question. What
yes.
do you want to say from up there?
Huh?
You say you want to say from up here, yes?
Just be based off of market structure. I'm just
Ah,
going off of market structure. We have this low, we have this high, we had this break of structure. This is the current structure.
mm-hmm. That's correct. I see somebody say he wants to sell from this black line.
I was saying that's a point. That's the first point I would look at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would wait. I would still wait for confirmation it's dropping, but if it don't pull all the way back to that second block, that would be the first place I'm pulling from. I'm selling from, shorting from there. But it got to
Uh,
tell me it's
So
turn.
so it could okay, let me say this because this is what I would look for a sell from this zone right here, right? If price pulled back and then closed below, then I'm looking for the sell from here to then continue. That's what I would look for. Now, I know some people trade differently. So I'm a wait for confirmation type of chick. All right. So if price pulled back here and then broke this low, then I'm going to look for my supply zone. Or if you trade imbalance, order block, whichever one you trade, I would look for the supply zone from here. But it would need to break this low first before I trade it from this line right here, this zone right here, or level of resistance.
Delany, what would you be looking for if price come here?
What would I be looking for?
Yeah.
Uh, I would look for
A bear shorter
a
block.
bearish engulfing trend line break. We're dropping down, but I'm trading more in the sessions. But that would be the first place I'm waiting for that key level. But if it keeps pushing past it, I'm still waiting.
Mhm. It's not bad, but have you not think about that? These are all liquidity that this candle might
Right,
swept.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Then if we are coming all the way here to sell.
Say that one more time, Andrew.
I say, are
He's
you not
saying,
looking at this as liquidities that this, you see,
Yeah, it
just
took the
for clearance
liquidity from that.
purposes, right?
Uh-huh.
You see this kind of candle, this is very, very aggressive, right?
mm-hmm.
Right.
That is a sign of liquidity grab.
Mhm.
When candle is aggressive like this, it always tell you something. You know, I mean, there is nothing wrong. Like, of course, if you understand what you are looking for around this point to sell, yeah, I would prefer this. A lot of us, there is something that we still battle with is that patience.
Mm-hmm.
Market has to build liquidity. You see, price change character right here or here, it doesn't matter. You will be wondering why this high did it come here before selling, right? This is liquidity. It's
Mm-hmm.
giving earlier sellers, chance to enter the market. Now we are going to push all the way, take out all of them before coming to the original zone to sell. Market always wants to build liquidity. That is why if you don't wait for market to build liquidity, then you become the liquidity.
And you become liquidity.
This is something like we have to understand about the market.
But I also have to remember also that a lot of people on here are, shall I say, scalpers or
Okay, yeah, in that case, you can jump in, jump out.
yeah. And I said a lot, but not a lot. But most of the trades that I see are scalp trades, scalping trades.
Yeah, because I'll be looking for that, and I know what you're talking about, Andrew. I'll be looking for that if it decides to turn around there. If it doesn't decide to turn around and keep pushing back that next level, Kim, uh,
This one right here.
right. So it's you're I'm waiting for the turn, right? At
Hmm.
those different levels. So I
And
yeah, I'm waiting for that turn to happen. Never before it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if it's a quicker move, that breaker that black line is more like a breaker block kind of situation.
Hmm.
If it hits that and starts to turn, I'm coming down with it because it's
And
been
I
falling
will tell
forever.
you, right, for me, if price will come here, I will not even sell.
Okay.
For me to sell from this zone, price has to build
Yeah,
liquidity.
you want to come up and take that liquidity from them zones up
If I
top.
want to sell from here, I want to see price build liquidity for this zone. Then this zone will now become valid. How will price build liquidity? I want price to keep coming like this slowly, then come here.
And
Then
shift.
I know we have built liquidity. But once price come here straight, it's never that is this is a fake move.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see this price right here and this area right here. Price can do something like this and come down and break below this area.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this area will become liquidity. This zone is still valid. It's not even this one I'm looking at. I'm still looking at this one because now I know price has built liquidity. It gave like earlier seller opportunity to get in. Now we will come back to the original zone. Not even this one anymore, but it just tells you that now this zone is valid. For me, looking at
So
this market, this is the valid zone for me.
so this was a zone. This was definitely. So let's just say let's replay it because this. And let me go to the 4 hour so we can see a little more structure. So, well, I definitely would have looked on the daily first. And I can see that this is the structure here, right? Price came here and then here.
Mm.
So at first, I definitely would have marked up this zone, right?
Yeah.
Because this was a level of structure. So once I go to the 4 hour,
Kim, hold on, hold on, hold on. Go back to the daily. I want to see
back to
something.
the daily, uh-huh.
If you see, like where you marked out, price has already mitigated this zone. It's a break of structure with this candle, and you can see this week right here. We came back, tapped, we dropped.
See, that still would I still would have because I, I know once
Hmm.
I go down in time frame that that's going to narrow that zone down, right? So if I go
Yeah,
down to the 4 hour, now um I have this zone here that hasn't been mitigated,
correct.
right? So now if I play it out,
And you see this becomes liquidity.
you say what becomes liquidity? So
This
now
one right
that I
here,
play it out,
this high becomes liquidity.
so you see, and it tapped my zone. So now once it taps my zone, this right here becomes, well, this is the structure. So now that it tapped my zone, right, I'm looking for some impulsive move, some shift in structure to then start selling. But that's my zone. That's my zone that I would be looking for. So, and of course, once I go down, and once the, so if you trade like tide, there was an impulsive move that left an imbalance. So that could have been your entry if you trade like tide. For me, I would have looked for, so yeah, that was it. That was the zone. That was the zone. If you just follow structure, then you will. So now that this has played out, right? Now I have a new zone. Now I have a new zone. And I'm just going to find it with how I always do. I go to my daily And I just mark up usually the last up candle before the down move. So this is the zone. This is the internal structure here. This is the external structure. So once price gets to one of these zones, then I can go down in a lower time frame to analyze the structure that is being formed going up into this zone. So as structure is being created, if I see a shift, then I would be looking to sell, um, like I said, at least back down to this zone. And then um, if it's going to continue selling, of course, it's going to give an impulsive move through this zone.
Mhm.
Same way this gave an impulsive move to break these lows, you'll get an impulsive, you usually get impulsive moves between levels of support and resistance. So where an area where price keeps hitting, at some point there will be an impulsive move that goes through it. So once price got here, it's either going to give me a move or it's going to shift structure to keep buying to the upside. So that's what I see for CAD Chef. All right. Anybody else? Did anybody have questions about that? Anybody? Anybody? Nope. All right. EuroCAD. Based on the weekly, we have, let me look at the bigger picture here. So the bigger picture is telling me that price is coming up to at least the 78 or maybe even the 88, right? Because price overall, big picture, price is bearish. All right. So that's the big picture. So I can delete, oops. So I can delete that. So now that I see that, I'm looking at current structure. Based off the weekly, we have this break of structure here, which means we have this swing. I'm just put this as a swing low. And then we have a break of structure of this high here. So now I'm just going to move this up to, this is my current swing low. Turn my thing back on. This is my current swing low. Okay. So that's my current swing low based on the weekly. This is my current swing high based on the weekly. But as you can see, price, the weekly swept these highs here. So price is either going to have to break above this high or do some internal shift in structure if you plan to sell. Um, so there appears to have been a shift in structure here, right? Price came up, swept these highs, but it gave an impulsive move. So I would either be looking for price. Let me go to the 4 hour and see what's going on. Yeah, it's still so based on the 4 hour price broke structure here. Okay. So now this is my swing low. Based off of this impulsive move, I'm calling this still bullish and not a shift in structure. However, so if we're getting a pullback, I'm looking for a pullback to a optimal trade and entry. So that's either going to be a pullback to here or a pullback to let's just say somewhere up in here. Okay, so if I fib back my move, this is at the 618, and then this is around the 88. This is at the 88. So if you're trying to get in a buy, because price is overall bullish up until the until you get to your 78, which is right here, and then the 88 is right here. I would currently be looking for a buy from one of these zones. So you're either going to get in, it's either going to give you confirmation from this zone, but with all this liquidity right here, it might come back to this zone. So for me, I want it to come back to the 78.88. This is where if I were trading this is where I would look for a price to pull back to then buy up to the 78. Or if you want to just take it to the high, that's 211 pips. If you want to take it to the negative 27, that's 277 pips. If you want to take it to the 78, that's 323 pips. So that's what I would be looking for. I wouldn't be looking to sell. I know people, and the reason why I say that is because price can pull back to the 23 or the 38 and start buying, right? There's an imbalance there. So price can come tap into that imbalance and then start buying. I don't trade imbalances, so I wouldn't be looking for um, price to pull into any of those. All right. Any questions on EuroCAD? UJ. UJ, let's see. So we have bearish structure on UJ, the bigger picture, that is now gone bullish. Excuse me. That was broken. So this was the last swing high, higher time frame swing high that has turned into a breakout structure. Okay. And then based on that, we have the current, oops. Based on that, we have a push up, we have this pullback. We have this push up that broke above, and then we had a pullback, and now we have this push up. So that's on the monthly. So if we go down to the daily, in this structure, this leg here, we have, based on the daily, we have this daily breakout structure, this last daily breakout structure. And then we have the internal moves within that structure, right? And there was a shift in structure here. And price pulled back to, let me delete all this. So we had a shift in structure there, an internal shift in structure, because this is the current structure here. Remember that. So we had an internal structure shift here. So if we fib the down move, price pulled back to a premium zone, 78, right? Almost tapped the 88. So if we look at the structure that bought into the 78 and then price shifted structure again, so I'm definitely looking for sales down to, don't be confused when I do this, okay? Looking for sales down to, this one came to the 618, it pushed up, shifted structure. So I would definitely be looking for sales back to the 78 or the 88, somewhere in this zone. Now, how do you trade that? And we have liquidity here or a strong level of support. So we have liquidity here, right? So now that we have analyzed that, now we're looking to see how we can get um, into the trade. So we had a structure here, price pulled back to a supply zone. And now this is the current structure into that zone. So price either has to break this low, this swing low here, or break above this high if you're going to keep buying. So how we get in this trade is don't. Price has been consolidating forever right here. So I would wait for price to either break this low. If it breaks this low, then you have this supply zone to look to get into. So if it breaks this low, then you will look for price to pull back and then continue selling to this low here or to this strong level of support. Okay, so you can definitely take your TP to this zone. If it's going to continue selling, of course, it is going to break through, bust through these lows, this level of support, and then you can look for a pullback to continue selling down to the 78. Any questions on that? Any questions on that? There's also a current, what time frame? A 4-hour level of structure here, here, and here, right? So price could, if you're trying to trade this in the middle, I wouldn't trade it, but if you're trying to trade it, there's a break of structure here. There's an impulsive move here. It left an imbalance. It left the supply zone. So I would be looking for price to pull back either to this optimal trade and entry or this entry here for a sell. Just based off of this structure that is going within this consolidation. UJ. So I would definitely wait for some pullback here. And then you can sell it. Sell it, sell it, sell it. Even if you just sold it to this low, how many pips is that? It's 200 plus pips. Here. or 187 from this zone to 200 from that zone. Any questions? All
Wait,
right.
you're looking for a sell right here?
If you're trading this consolidation,
Hmm.
are you trying to buy it back up?
No, I had it coming down and then continuing to go up, like to grab these lows here and to buy it up to.
So the fact that it's within structure, it didn't break this high. It impulsive moved to the downside, started breaking internal structure. Now, again, I would not be trading this in the middle. I need to see price either close above, I mean below this low to then look for sells, or if price is going to buy, it's already mitigated the, let me see something. Hold on. What am I on the 4 hour? This was the 4 hour. Um, this was the 4 hour demand zone. So it didn't move up. So the fact that it's within this level of structure is why I'm thinking price, and then gave an impulsive move, is why I'm thinking price is going to start selling. However, now that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Um, but if I go down to the 1 hour, there is still demand zones. There's still a demand zone here, right? So price could still respect this current bullish structure. It could respect that structure and buy from here. The only thing I don't see, it could, it could, it could still respect this bullish structure and buy back up to this zone.
I was trying to see my screen too, because I think it has something closer to that.
Say that again. I can barely.
Yeah, I was trying to. I think that I had something closer to what you have now, grabbing that low and then buying. But I can't. I was trying to see. I got an iPad, so it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, like I said, it's still in bullish structure, so the buy is definitely possible. But because it's in bearish structure, this is where I'm kind of expecting price to possibly sell. And if I go to my daily, if I go to my daily, if it's going to give us a deep pullback to the 78 or 88, then I'm expecting this to sell down too from this structure that was formed here, pull back, and then continue selling. Now, of course, if price breaks above this high, then my thoughts will change. Matter of fact, once I can see price selling below here, pulling into this daily demand zone, selling below, pull it into this daily demand zone to pull back, and then continue selling to the downside. Those my thoughts. Those my thoughts. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm in freaking replay. Oh, okay. So yeah, those are my thoughts. It's also a daily bearish order block too. So this might pull back to then continue selling. So yeah, you can possibly get a sell down to that supply zone for 100 plus pips, 150 pips. All right, GU. Any other questions on you, Jay? I meant to ask. Okay, GU. GU. So GU is also bearish. Looking at higher time frame structure. This is my swing high. Of course, this is my break of structure. And this is my swing low. Higher time frame. All right. So then price has been buying up into structure, premium zone of structure. And then you have this structure that was formed here. So it's still fairly bullish. So price could pull, it's bullish, and then it gave a little shift in structure up here. It gave this shift in structure here. All right. So for GU, because price has shifted structure, I'm looking for price to pull into this zone to possibly sell down to this stupid magnet. Oh, sorry, stupid. To possibly sell down to one of the discounted zones. So we know one of the discounted zones, 50%, anywhere between the 50% and 618, is our discounted zone. So price can come up in here, down here, to then start going bullish to these highs, to this high. So if I'm going to get in, if this is a valid shift in structure, then I'm looking for price to pull back to, I'm looking for price to pull back to my 88. Let me reset this. There we go. I'm looking for price to pull back into the 88 to then give me a sell down to, of course, this will be the first low. As you can see, that's liquidity there. So we know it's going to go, it's either going to sweep it or go lower. This is our liquidity here. Okay. So I would be looking for this move here. I'm going to just put that right there for now. Now, if price comes into the zone and doesn't give any structure, or of course, if price comes into the zone, we're on the daily, so I can't really see the structure I'm looking for now. But if price comes into this zone and gives me a shift in structure, then I'm looking for the sell down to here. That would be the confirmation I'm looking. So if we're looking for a buy, I would need to see, let's go down to the 4-hour. I would need to see this is the last down bearish structure, right? Here. And then we had this high here, which got swept. So I need to see price. If I'm looking to get in the buy, I need to see price close above this last level of structure. Meaning I need to see price close above, look for a pullback to then continue buying. And the pullback can happen here, or if it decided to want to come all the way back here, but either one would be discounted areas, depending on how far this, if price closes above here. If price does not close above there, which I think it is going to close above here. Because now the bullish 4-hour structure, this is the 4-hour structure. I don't see price coming to close below this low. One, I can clearly see that there's an imbalance here that price may pull into and then start buying up if you trade imbalances. But once price close above this 4-hour structure, then I would be looking for a pullback to then continue buying up to this zone here.
So Kim, this leg that you're talking about, you see that as the impulse leg, not the the long term move. You see that more as the impulse leg.
Which one? This one right here?
Uh-huh.
Um, I see this as the current structure that's happening, but I need to see it close above this high though. Now, and this just based off the structure. This is an impulse move, right? So, and if price closes above, then there's some more internal structure that has happened. But the internal structure, if it gives me a clear demand zone, then I can trade based off of that demand zone to buy up to some high, right? Um, but if price comes in close below this low, then I would be looking for a sell because I really was hoping or expecting price to pull down to this 4-hour um, demand zone before pushing back up. But I mean, I see that there's a clear impulse move that's happening right now, or that happened last week.
So you were waiting for price to pull back here, yes?
I was hoping that price
Hoping,
pulled
yeah.
back. I was hoping that price pulled back there, right?
Mm,
But I have to trade what I see. But if we're still in bearish structure, this high was just swept. It was only swept. It didn't close above.
correct.
So this is the structure right here. So anything is possible
It's possible.
because it's still bearish. We're just in a bullish moment into the bearish structure. So I would have to wait for price to close above or come come create some structure to the downside to this zone. One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But
You guys should clap for Kim because she's really doing a good job here.
oh, clap. Look, I'm gonna clap for myself.
She she's doing an amazing job, because
Ah,
like I don't have to trade like the way she trade or something. We all trade like this in the same way, but
yeah.
it doesn't matter however you want to, spice your trading up or something, but like we basically see the same thing, we trade the same way, and of course,
We trade the same way. The only difference between Andrew and I is I don't trade imbalances.
something like this. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, which is
Mm-hmm.
for when people say support and resistance, I keep saying there is nothing wrong with that word, right? Support and resistance,
Oh,
other
that's
block in something. You just have to study and understand a lot of things regarding trading, right?
mhm.
Because you are calling an order block, other block, other block, but you don't want to say support or resistance. For example, because you say you are a smart money trader or something. Order block itself, it is support and it's a resistance at the same time.
Mm-hmm. It
It's
is.
what you guys don't understand. Other block is a support and resistance itself. So if you hear, if have you heard about a word like this kind of Malaysia support and resistance, SNR, MSNR?
The
That is Malaysian support and resistance. But there is a way you find them out. When you have the V and A or VQ, those are levels. Smart money call them other block, or something like this. Kim, you remember before, right? I
Mhm.
was telling when I was teaching earlier, I was showing you guys something like double flat level, right?
Double flash. Uh-huh.
You remember this level, right? Those are MSN arrow. Yeah, when you have price, like for example, let's
You're
just say
you're saying you're talking about like this like here. That was
something like this, correct, right? And you also have it on the bottom right here too, right?
mm-hmm,
Right.
mm-hmm.
So these are
Mhm.
MSN arrow. This is Malaysian support and resistance. But in this case, this is an order block for you. It's all the same thing. It
Yep.
just it, it's the information that you are getting. It's not about the words or whatever the other block, the support, the demand of.
And
It's
and
the
the
information you
and
are
the
getting.
and the
You
word
know,
that he's saying it one way, I'm saying another. It's really market structure. This is all
it's
market
just
structure
market structure. And once price get to that area, what you do next is the most important thing. So what I'm trying to say is, you see this like GBP USD, right? Kim, can you go back to the daily or something?
daily. Mm-hmm.
So hold on. Maybe back to the weekly, or was it you started from the weekly, right?
I started on the weekly. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It doesn't really matter, but go to the daily.
Daily.
Yes, daily. You are in the 4 hour.
You say go. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You see, this zone right here that Kim marked out, this big zone, right? There is something I respected about this thing, right? Kim said he wants to see price like trade back here and sell back to this area, right? You see how big is this zone?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't specify, oh, I want to see GU trade back to the 78, the 88, or the 50%. She said, I want to see price trade into the golden zone, right? So
But
there is
this is
something I
the
like
50.
about,
This zone is the 50%,
yeah,
60,
yeah, yeah, I
78.
understand. Yeah, yeah. So there is
Discounted
something I
it.
like about this thing, right? Which I really, really respect. I don't trade so many pairs, but I have nothing against people who trade so many pairs, right? I trade GU, GJ, gold, and GBP AUD.
Now that's
So
a lot of pair. That's a lot of pair.
I know it's a lot of pair, but like not even every time I have time for all of them. In a week, I just look at this 4 pair. Okay, which one is best for me to trade this week?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I cannot like analyze the whole pair and say which one is best for me. I just like this pair the most, this four pair. And when I come into the week, I will just watch only this four pair. Which one is best for me to trade? Even if I know that like there is other pairs out there, but this four pair I like them because I understand how they move, right?
Hmm.
So in the higher time frame perspective, you see, I want GU to probably sell back to the exactly the 50% of this trade and start going higher. I don't want, it's not like I don't want, or I'm not going to control the market, right? It's what I've seen, what I understand about this pair. And the reason why I say I love the way you explain this thing, like, yeah, from the ultimate trade entry from the 50% to this area, which means they never neglected the 50% and just say price should come down to the 78 or the 88 level.
Hmm.
Because any moment from here, price can turn around, you
Yes.
know. But for what I have analyzed about GU and just watching the price action or something, I just want price to come to the 50% and turn around. I have my reason of doing that, of saying that, because I've watched the higher time frame, like the monthly or 3 months, something. It doesn't like I've watched it and see, okay, where is the possible level for price to come back to? And I figure it's like the 50%. And you see, you know, Kim, I said, you said, oh, yeah, we're gonna come here and we bond down to this. I said, okay, yeah, I'm interested in price coming up to this area, right?
Hmm.
Remember, I think it was last week when you said that or something. Then I said, Let me know when price get to that
Oh,
area,
for
then I will.
GU. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That was on
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
coming, Andrew. It's gonna come. Okay, just trust me.
So yeah, then I said, yeah, let me know when price get to
You
this area
you see
because
my
I said I
alert?
want.
You see my alert? You see my alert?
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, because I
2,700
said I'm
pips.
interested in selling GU all the way down, at least from this area, right? Because this GU, I call this GU out like in my other for my other friends or like other group because I saw go back to you're in the daily. There's something I want to show you here. Yeah, correct. Uh, you can just take out your fib. Let me
Take
show
out
you
my
there's
pen.
something. Yeah, this one right here, the fib.
Oh, remove it.
Yeah, correct. There's just widen the price action right here. Let me just show you something.
Oh,
Correct. So where did I buy GU from? Where did I call it out?
from right
So this,
from this imbalance. I'm
mm-mm,
sure.
there is an imbalance there, correct? But not from that imbalance.
Oh, this one here.
Not that one as well, but we literally tap into that imbalance. This is why I said Malaysian support and resistance, like remember Kim, I said OC level, open and close level. I was talking about this level every time, right? Before when I was teaching like double flat area and OC level.
Mm-hmm.
OC level is open and close level, right? Those are hidden support and resistance.
Exactly.
You see, I took this trade because of this OC level right here. Correct, there is a demand zone right here which Kim was waiting for, but there is something price always do, and you can go and like learn yourself or something.
But
First, we have
the
liquidity around, right?
the support and resistance level is definitely right here. So
Correct.
yeah.
I'm going to show them another thing. You see this level right here is called a V level. Why is it in a V? Because if you go to the line chart, it's like this. Whenever you marked out a V level like this, you see how price disrespects, break above. Now it become valid again. Once price gets there, all you need to see is a candlestick rejection. Once you see it,
Mhm.
it's telling you basically price is rejecting that level.
Hmm. Okay.
You
Gotcha.
see, this is support and resistance level, but that's what I'm saying. It's not just smart money like other block or something. You just have to learn because everything
So
has to
let me just
align. It's the
so
same thing.
let me just say this. So yes, I agree with Andrew, right? However, and trust me, I've traded support and resistance before, okay? And I made a lot of money with support and resistance before. However, for me, I only stick to supply and demand. Now, if it's at a level of support and resistance, it's all good. That's even more better. That's even better. That means the price is gonna move, bounce quickly. Okay. But I had the zone marked up for price to pull back to because I did see this was a level of support. And price did come back to that level of support. It bounced back. It was support, bounced out, and then came back as support. So I do see this buying up from now, but because it did not come back to my zone, I'd rather miss a trade than be in a wrong trade. That's what I'd rather do. So now that price is in between two, and this was on the 4 hour, right? Price is in between, well, I'm sorry, that was on the daily. Price is in between two order blocks. You have a bearish order block here, and then you have this bullish order block. Although, did price close below here? Let's see.
No.
No, price did not close below there. All right. I think on the 4 hour it did, but on the daily it didn't. So if you listen to Todd, this was a daily sweep, right? This was a daily sweep. Oh shoot, it did close below. Um, on the 4 hour, it's still bearish structure. So like I said, I want to see price either close below this high, and then next week we might get a pullback into my demand zone, my order block, to possibly continue buying up. Right? So price could pull back to here to then take out this high and close above this high. If price closes first, it could still pull back depending on what kind of structure is being formed here, because this could just be a push up, and then there could be another level of structure that was formed to then go from there. So you have to trade what you see
Mm-hmm.
and not what we think. Like, I think
Mhm.
based on the 4 hour, I think price is in this zone to sell, but I see price is still bullish right here. So that means price would have to break this low before I shift my mind to thinking it's going to sell, even though it's in a bearish structure. I need to see the shift in structure. That's the confirmation I need to um so if price came and broke above here and then came back and broke below this low, then I'm looking for sells back down to where Andrew is talking about to, well, for me, it would be back down to this demand zone here. But Andrew is saying that this is his double flat.
We already I already used this from the higher time frame perspective. Like I told you, from the daily, the reason why I took GU by, I'm holding, right? It's a swing. So it doesn't matter what GU is
Right.
doing right now. Go
Mm-hmm.
back to the daily time frame, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm explaining to you guys, because you were waiting for price to come here before you take a buy, right? Back to this area. But what I'm saying is that, like I say, we as a trader, we don't have to
Not
catch every
no, no,
move.
no, not necessarily. One, based on the daily,
Mm-hmm.
there's no imbalance. This is an order block, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no imbalance in there for me to look for it to come back to there. But I'm well aware that we are at a um I'm well aware that we are at a strong level of support.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I was aware of that.
So what I'm trying to explain right here, is it's all about confluences, right? So for me, was we were in a level of support one, two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then another thing was not really because of the support, right? Even if this is a support area, if you take out your line, right? There was an OC level right here. If you
See, I
take
don't
out
know.
the
I
dark
don't know
line,
what
no.
that. I don't know what that is, and I
So
don't.
the OC level is basically the close of this
Open
green candle
close.
Oh
and
yeah.
the open of this green candle.
Mm.
Then
Oh.
this shoot up. So I have to mark out
So
this
let me
area.
wait a minute. Hold on. So why wouldn't you use the open and close of this one?
Because it didn't run
Correct.
straight.
The reason why I'm not going
Because
to use
what?
the open and close of this is because I want to see what did I say? We have liquidity. Where is the closest point of interest to these liquidities? Right here. This is the OC level. Then that is number one. Number two, if this level is going to hold, what do I need to see? I need to see a rejection of a candlestick right here. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
This day, this red candle rejects that area. Do you know what comes in my mind next? I want to see this
You're
candle
gonna,
sweep, price to
Mm.
and then you
start
want
buying up.
Yep.
and
As soon as price swept this area, that
I
is
think
my
it's here.
entry for price to turn around.
mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what price is doing, you are going to get this peep until this point. So you see how you marked out this demand zone and supply zone right here, Kim?
Which one? Oh, uh-huh.
This
Uh-huh.
one right here. And
Uh-huh.
I have nothing against it. I'm not going to say that is where price is coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my entry for sale on this GU is is above this candle high right here. That candle high, which makes this could be a protected high for me.
Because you sell from imbalance. So there's your
No,
imbalance.
no, not just imbalance, because this imbalance has been mitigated with this small candle right here.
Mm,
Like I say, I have nothing against for price to come here, but what I want to see is still what I want to see, right? I
yeah.
have a point of interest right here. What do I want to see? A candlestick rejection, which means if there is no rejection in my point of interest, what do I have next? I have this area right here.
Mm-hmm.
This area. This is a VQ area. This is a
And
VQ. How is it a VQ? We have a V like this, then price now broke down. So which means this level is like this now. But first, this is my first level. Once price rejects this level, then I know this level might likely hold. But if price broke and closed above it, then I have another level right here. So what I'm trying to say is from here up to this level, I'm not closing GU. It doesn't matter. I know it's bullish, of course, and I want price here. The only thing he can do, he can give me more opportunity to get into the ride or to that area.
mm-hmm. So for me, I've already marked up my 1 hour because there's a 1 hour. Oh no, it wasn't 1 hour. It was only 4 hour. So for me, I'm looking for price to come here, right?
Mhm.
These were my last two up candles before the down move. And this is where my limit will be set. Or this is where my limit is set. Let me just
Isn't it the opening price too that you use too, Andrew?
I look,
The
Right here,
opening price.
I don't know.
right here.
I don't even know what that means. Hold on, sorry, Andrew. Sorry.
What do you say? You're
I
talking
think
about
well, I
this
think it
area?
might be on a daily time frame.
Correct. There is an open and close. Whether go to the weekly or daily, I don't know, something like that. Let me see.
Mm-hmm. At the daily.
So wait, hold
Body of
on.
that green candle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is something here that has been mitigated. So this high is a liquidity, right? I think it's the 4 hour. If I go to the weekly time frame, let me see something right here. Correct. Hold on. Here, this open and close right here. Can you put a line there for me?
Oh yeah, I ain't getting in there. That's not happening. That ain't happening.
Okay, hold on. Then go to the daily. I want to see something.
That's too many pips to the top.
No. It's around the same thing. So
Nah.
now, if you go to the 4 hour, yeah, it's all right there. If you go to the 4 hour,
Mm-mm.
right, go back there, right. This is the 4 hour, right? So right here is where my point of interest is right now.
Mm.
You see that open and close candle of these two red candle right here. Correct. That is where I'm taking GU to. Even if once price reject that level, not this one anymore, because this is from the daily, I just refined this to the 4 hour. I know there is level above, which you did mark out, right? But like you did mark out this buy opportunity that price never returned there. That's why I follow every point of interest that I see. So I know there's liquidity right here. Of course, all of these are all liquidity. Even this one too is liquidity. But
So why wouldn't you go back to this level right here, which was the initial first break where price never pulled back to?
correct. And
So
there
why
is
wouldn't you
nothing
use
wrong
that
with
open
me
close?
going back there. But because of what I've seen in the daily time frame, right? So that is why I choose that area. This is the daily open and close. So when I went back to the 4 hour, I just refined it to this area. That's all. But all I want to see, I keep these two levels, this and this. All I want to see is a rejection
So
of
that's
this
your
level.
that's your TP.
Correct. Of this buy right here from this area. This is my TP right here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if this is from here to here is 2,000 people, I don't care. This one is enough for me. But I want to see price reaction around this area.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to say it probably not got there or it's going to get there or something. I just follow what price is doing in this whole, like any of my point of interest or something, whether support, resistance, or whatever you may call it, other block or something. Once price reacts, then I know what is next around that area.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. But me having like, oh yeah, it's going to come here. This is the demand zone. Before, yeah, but now no. I just follow it. If price react there, I know, like you are seeing, like there's going to be a sell in GU, right? The thing is, okay, maybe from here it's going to be the sell. We all know that price is going to buy to that area and sell, right? But the thing is, there are other areas it might sell from, but very close around that area. Or there are other area it might buy from, but very close to that particular area we are looking at. That is why this nonsense smart money, they are smart with the trader because they know, yeah, this is obvious. We are looking at this place. Yeah, we are not going to do it there. Where you are not expecting is where they are going to do it from. Because, of course, even a dumb person will know, yeah, this is a supply area and he's waiting for price to get there to sell. And they know, them themselves, they know. That is why sometimes price, we get to your supply area, what do? We will push through it. Or because they know you are waiting there to sell, then they will first of all stop you out, then return back to the selling that you have
Yeah,
been waiting for.
that's what Gold did all last week. Was everybody's waiting for it to turn around, just kept pushing. It just kept pushing through supply. It kept pulling through the supply zones.
But
Uh,
but gold did exactly what I thought gold was gonna do.
yeah, it's supposed to keep buying. It was in a strong. It was in like strongest bullish structure ever. But kind of what Andrew's saying, like every time it got to a high, because it pushed up so many days, we were thinking it should turn around. And I'm just like, nah, it don't have to. It could keep pushing through due to the fact that it's in the long term uptrend. Like that, I think that part was super important. That
Look
it's
at this all-time high we have been waiting for on gold. Very
mm-hmm,
useless thing.
This is
It does around. At the at the end, it just took off.
mm-hmm.
oops. So I was expecting price to definitely come take out these highs. Um, this was the breaker structure. So now, based on structure, This is your swing low. And this is your swing high. So price has either got to take out the high to create another level of structure. Let's go to the daily. Now, now I would get in gold. Well, you see price pulled based on the weekly, price pulled back into what I would have looked for price to pull back into, which was the demand zone, right? And then what up? To at least to this high. If you took it up to this high, that would have been golden. No pun intended. But um but now that price has pulled into my zone, this is my swing low. I would be looking for price to. I'm not getting gold is too high to be buying for me. I can't get in gold. I can't do it. I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. Um, but this would be the next zone I would look for price to pull back to. And if I narrowed it down, I'm sure I can narrow it down to some zones, either here or maybe even here. Um, but I would definitely, oh, this would be my zone right here. I would want price to come down to here before I buy.
Dang.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
I'm not buying high. I'm just not, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it.
Yes.
I can't bring
Yes.
myself. But
Well, yeah, but that run,
people are gonna look at this here and say price is starting to sell, but it's really not selling because this is the structure.
right, right.
But if price come down here, you can best believe I'll set a limit right now and wait for it to happen. I'll set a limit
I have
right
no
now.
idea if gold is coming down again because
Um, huh?
I say I have no idea if gold wants to come down anymore.
Yeah. I think that's the part that I've
It's
been
for me, it's just too high to buy.
It's
The
too
only
high
thing
to
to do
buy.
with this nonsense is to scalp.
right.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Nothing more. Like it has to come all the way down. Not even here either with it has to go below this area.
Well, that's my swing high, swing low. That's where I'm. That's how that's how I trade.
You can't say that and touch
I
it.
ain't touching at all, at all. Nope. Even with this 4 hour break of structure here, I nope, nope.
Well, it's been defiant. It's been defiant. Like this last week, it's just been defying. Not defying, but it's been like it's been moving with just regular structure. And
But just like price pulled into this weekly structure,
mhm.
saying that pulled into this weekly structure, I'm wash, rinse, and repeat. The same thing. It broke structure. I'm looking for a pullback to an optimal trading entry before I go in for a buy. And not saying that, it's gonna come all the way down there, but I'm just saying if it does, or if some news just happened to wick me in and then keep on going. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set this soon as the market open. I'm setting this limit. Soon as the market opens, I'm setting this limit. Mm-hmm. Yep. Something crazy can happen.
Or it can be peaceful and just keep doing what it's doing. Keep surfing.
We have
I
to
won't.
pray so that it
I
comes
won't.
down.
I won't be in it. I won't. But to everybody that's in it, look, y'all go right ahead.
This was the most peaceful trading 2 weeks ever. Um,
Y'all go right ahead. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go back to the daily. Oh no, 4 hour. Give me a little more. Um, okay.
Yeah, I had a guy that's a financial analyst kept telling me to short it all for the last month, and I'm like, I'm not listening to you, dude.
My gosh,
Yeah,
them analysts be
yeah, they be analyzing.
the wrong way. And I would say if price came here, then it could buy, but based on structure, I can't, I just can't do it. I can't do it. So maybe if price came down here and closed below this low, then
And
I'll
come back.
and maybe I can look for a sell, possibly. But this limit right here will be set. Let's see, what else we miss? G Chef weekly. So his price is bearish. I think this is about the same as, well, no, I was gonna say Cash App, but this was our last break of structure. This is our weekly swing high, and this is our weekly swing low. Okay. So all this is in the middle. I just wouldn't even, yeah, I wouldn't bother with that. So I would either just need to see price close above this high here, which was the last level of structure there. So price needs to either close above here or keep selling to this low. Because it looked like price pulled back to this supply zone and then shifted structure. So this could be selling to the downside. Maybe to take out this low and then maybe we'll get some buys. Um, but yeah, I would have to see once price got here or here. All right, NZD CAD.
Ew. Mm,
Food trading this garbage.
mm.
I sound like Ty. Um, so we did have a break of structure here, right? And then price has been selling down. So the last level of structure is here. We got this break here, this swing high here. So then we had this impulsive move breaking past this, um, breaking these internal highs, right? And then I would mark up my last institutional candle, which is here. And price has tapped into that zone. Okay. Now, and then we have this last level of structure here. So I would need to see price break above this high or this low before I enter a trade on, because right now this is all consolidating. It's in an imbalance. Um, well, let's do Andrew's, what you call it?
Open close OC,
That part.
but
Yep. Um, it's at the OC, and then it
And you can see, Kim,
and
from
it
that
gets,
OC level, there is a rejection, sweep, sweep, sweep. Now we have a change in shift in market structure
mhm.
right
And
here.
we got a break of
This is a
structure.
shift in market structure.
mm-hmm.
After
Mm-hmm.
sweep,
So you got
sweep
to order
in
Bob.
this level,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then we have a shift in market structure from the weekly time frame.
And then you buying up to that line.
So now, no,
or
you
to the
see,
order
this is
block.
where you guys get it wrong. This is where in there are
But
two things you have to notice about this trade like this, right? And
let
this
me
is a
get it.
lot of pips. This is a candle range theory. You have to implement everything.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just go all the way here. It's impossible. Now, from what you can see, after a rejection from this area, this candle high is this is a weekly candle. That will be your first target when you get a very good entry.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, this is weekly time frame. You cannot do one to
Oh,
one.
heck no.
So you see, this is what NZD card. When price pull back to this area, there has to be
Let me
a
go.
change
Hold on.
in market structure. You see, this
Mm-hmm.
is this is huge, and this
You're
is
right. You're
your
right.
next
You're right.
high. This is your next high. This is where you're going to target.
You're right. Because this is the structure. And it wouldn't even be, for me, it wouldn't even be that high. This would be the break of structure, right? And then this would be the swing high. This would be the target right here.
So the reason why, okay, go back to the weekly again, Kim. Let me see something. So why do I say this high? I know this is where you're targeting, right? So you see, one, two, three. This is a swing high. And what? It broke this structure. If this swing guy has to hold, where is the liquidity line? This candlestick is the liquidity, which means
Mm-hmm.
your candle range theory says you that once price sweep this low, fail to close below,
Come to take that
we are
out.
coming for this high, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you can see we keep sweeping this liquidity until we have a shift in market structure. Your next target is here
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what is going to happen. This is a swing high right here. This is weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is a strong and higher time frame. This is a swing high. Target this one first. Once price sweep this high, then you can be looking, okay, what is price doing? Is it going to continue bullish or not? And if you refine this area like this bullish right there,
Straight to that order block.
you
Yep.
have to refine it to back to this other block right here.
Mm-hmm.
To the 4 hour, correct,
So this is where I would be looking for it to come back to.
correct. I'm nothing wrong with that because in the higher time frame perspective, you have seen it all, right? You
Mhm.
have had multiple sweep right here before a shift in market structure.
Mm-hmm.
So price coming here like this, and if you take an entry here, this is enough arrow to this way. Was this high, right?
This one, well, you saying this one here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that is enough arrow.
What's R?
R.
Like
Risk reward.
the
I'm
risk to
following you.
reward.
I'm listening. I'm
You
listening
see,
to.
it's
Okay, there you
enough.
go. Yeah, it's 150, 153 fixed. Uh-huh.
Then if you just have to watch how price is reacting. So what I will do either ways, if you go back to the higher time frame, like yeah, daily or weekly, and you have this stuff like there are some days whereby price can just sweep liquidity and turn around, right? Which means highs and lows, they are liquidity and they are point of interest in the market. We as a trader, all we need is just to look for a sensitive area to target, like the highs and the lows, like your other blocks, your demand zone or something. That is always our target. But in this case, you already have a swing, high and low. So why don't you target the necessary area from that high to the low, which is this high right here? And if you go down to the lower time, if you narrow down, there might be a supply zone around this area.
Mm-hmm.
And look, where was the high? Is it not this one right here?
Right here.
Correct. And if you watch this area right here, it's liquidity. So price can just turn around still from that area or from this area right here.
And then sell.
Then sell. You just keep selling because it has already has liquidity
Mm-hmm.
right here. And if you want to, yeah, go to the 4 hour again just to narrow it down to see if there is a clearer
Mm-hmm.
supply area. You see, there is one here.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, this one is the one that broke this structure right now. I know you might say this one or something, yeah, but
No.
this, because this one right here closed or whatever, I don't know, the
I
last
still
week.
think this is no. See, this is still the high for me because this was the low and price didn't
Mhm.
break structure to here. So this is still my. I see this as the high. I get what you're
Nothing wrong
saying.
with that.
I get what you're saying here, but that's what I see as the high.
So that's considered your swing structure high. This other one be your
Mhm.
internal structure high. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Andrew, that's how I see it. I see it that way. Like candle range, it tapped twice down, should pop up, grab either the high or that next order block.
Correct.
And
For
then
me, I don't mind even if it's going to 1,000 pips. I just want to target something. I know, okay, yeah, I'm sure about price coming to this area. Whether it's going above there or not, none of my business. But like, I just have to get what I can get from the market. 100 and something pips is enough. Probably this trade is going to run in one day, and you have room for other pairs to look at or something.
Let me see something. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Let me just see something. Let me see something. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. This could, you're right. This could just keep going down to this low. It could happen. It could definitely happen. Come here and then sell.
hmm. I think that's something too throughout this process. And I said this earlier, is knowing what things are. So like order blocks can be targets and they can also be continuations and there also can be a pullback.
Mm-hmm.
Like knowing the different functions of what
But
these things are.
but an order block that's so for instance, let me see if I can find one. Uh so for instance, this was a bullish order block, right? And I'm
Mm,
on the weekly. But this is structure right here. This is structure from here to here.
mm,
So a bullish order block in a bearish market, and I always say don't mean anything doesn't mean anything to me
mm,
because I just know that I'm looking for price to pull back into my zone. So that bullish order block, unless it breaks this high, it would have to close above this high in order for me to, but then when I go down in time frame, I'm sure this candle right here will give me some form of structure. And there it is right there. So once price pushed up, that was probably the order block that pushed up, right? And I'm on the 4 hour. So this was a pullback, and then there was a shift in structure. So once I see the shift in structure, I'm marking up my supply zone. Let me let me just remove this here. Okay. I'm marking up my supply zone. I'm covering my high. So once price is in my POI, which that zone I had marked up was in my POI,
mm,
and then it shifted structure. If you trade the imbalance, then here was your imbalance started here, right? I don't know if I would have traded this imbalance. But I'm not even trading the imbalances. I'm trading my supply and demand zones. So so once the shift of structure happened, I mark up my supply zone and it's either gonna play out or it's not. Let me put this right
mm.
here.
This I was saying earlier when y'all was asking about the other pair, Andrew, and you were asking about the black zone. Like all of that, what Kim talking about, gotta play out first with, you know what I'm saying? with a directional move before I even consider it. Um,
That was 16. Let's take it up to 20. I always take it up to 20. That's my favorite number. Andrews is 40, right? And it's really up to you what you want to, whatever your trading plan includes. So it would have to be above this high because at this point, this is the swing high.
mhm.
This was the shift in structure. This is the swing low. So you have to take your stop loss above the swing high. Now, if you wanted to take your TP for 92 pips to this last swing low, you could have taken it to there. Or you could have taken it to this low, which was the last low before this pullback pulled into your POI and shifted structure. See, I don't and mine I'm a little different because I know that let me go to the daily. I know that would have been looking for Todd would have been looking for a sweep of the high. So a daily sweep of the high, right? That's what Todd would have been looking for. Or one of these highs. It swept both highs. And then he would have been looking for the move to the downside. Well, let me hold on. Let me rephrase that. See, that didn't happen here. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So Todd would have been looking for the sweep of the high on the daily, right? I need confirmation that this is going to break this change character first, right? I need that confirmation from me first. Once I get that confirmation, and I'm just going to go down to the lower time frame. Once I get that confirmation, then I'm automatically just marking up my supply zone, setting my stop loss above my swing high, and I'm going to target my last low. And that's what? 246 pips. This was the last low before price started pulling back. So that would be my target. What happens after that? It is, I don't even care about. I don't even think about. But now that price has broken structure, what do I do next? I mark up my next, I mark up my next supply zone, and it's either going to come back or not. Now, once price breaks this pullback didn't come into my zone, right? Now, if Andrew was trading this, Andrew would have traded, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew. Andrew would have traded from either this zone here. I think he would have traded from that zone. I don't know.
Back down.
Right. So once price broke
You
structure
mean this
here,
move right here?
once price broke this structure here,
Yeah.
you would have been looking for price to pull back into here, right?
So if you, I want to show you something right now. How you can able to like identify this area, right? Now it's easier. Go to the weekly time frame. Let's see what how this area look. Where was it?
I don't know. All right here. You would have used the same zone right
So
here.
this
Your
this
double
was
flat.
the
Your
this
double
was the move down or what?
this was the move down and then
Mm-hmm.
it pulled back. Oh, this
Correct.
would have been your double flats right here.
There and here, right? These two area. So
Mm-hmm.
what I want to see is a daily rejection of this area because I marked that area out from the weekly, right? I want to see daily rejection. Now you have a daily rejection right here. What? I'm looking for a sweep of that high. Then there you go. The next day, um, although it closed above, but
Mm-hmm.
I know what the price is already doing because I
Yeah.
know once we rejected this area, there is a huge like chance that price is going to turn around. You can just lower down the time frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is your low. This is where you're going to target. Just lower down your time frame. You can stay on the daily. It doesn't really matter. Now, on this day, the third day or whatever, you see there is a shift in market structure right here.
Mm-hmm.
And because you have already know that you are looking for a sell in this pair, all you are doing is look for a setup around this level. And there, your smart money concept can comes in, a sweep, shift the market structure, and price retrace back, then either imbalance or whatever, then you can take your entry.
See, that's too much for me to think about. That's too much for me to think about.
Yeah,
Let's do
It's
it.
not too
similar.
much.
It's similar, Kim.
It's just a point of
Uh,
interest, right? Just like you have your supply zone
I
right
get
here.
what you're
That
saying.
is why you
I get
see
what
you
you're
were
saying.
waiting for price to get here, but it never did. But what happened? It set all the way down.
And then, okay, and then once price didn't come to me the first time, I see
Yeah.
another break of structure. So what do?
Aha.
Mark up
Okay.
my, I mark up my next supply zone. Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And I can
So
either,
you are waiting for this next move now.
yeah.
and I can either take it to, um, because I see this demand zone here. So I'm
Mhm.
going to respect that, right? I'm going to respect that zone. So I would at least take it down to this demand zone. That's 234 pips. Like I mean
But are
it's
you willing to wait for this day? This is another month, though.
huh?
After this sell, so it
Hmm.
took like maybe 1 month or 2 months to get back here.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah, no, and that's fine. No, and I know how to
Kim
uh,
said I got patience of a monk.
I know how to trade um the pullback, right?
Oh, okay, like the reversal or
So
whatever.
I know how to trade a pullback, but I have to see this happen first, and then
Mm-hmm.
I will mark up this zone for price to pull back to take it up to the like I know how to trade a pullback. I'm not waiting for
Ah, yeah.
like I, come on now. Come on, I've been doing this for 4 years, okay? Uh, Well, 3.5. But
Yeah. That's even like really, really good.
like that's just how I trade. I get how and I know how Andrew trades, but um I I
Kim, the whole thing about this is like
no,
how you trade, how I trade, how I trade. It's
uh-huh.
all about like knowledge, right? It's
Yeah.
like the way you trade like supply or something, which is the other block, right? It's just
Mhm.
it's just the same. For me, it's not like I'm chasing a lot of trade, right? I just have a lot of area to
No,
look at.
I don't think you're chasing a lot of trades. I don't think that. I'm just saying I don't have the time or patience to I'm pretty much going to set limits, right? I'm
Uh-huh,
going to set
okay.
limits. I'm not going to be on the charts all day waiting for price. Once I see, because one, I've already said this is my, and I teach this to my beginners. Soon as
Mm-hmm.
I hit crossing up bar close, that's when I can go look on the chart, look for my demand zone, narrow it down to the smallest denominator. Okay. I can narrow it down, and this is just on the 4 hours. So my narrow down would be here. Okay. My narrow down would be here. My stop loss would be here. And I can probably narrow it down some more, um, going down to the 1 hour and going down to the 15 minute. But this would be my um and I don't mark up my demand zones on a I do mark up the 4 hour, but I do go down to the 1 hour and the 15 minute to make it even more narrow. So, but this is a 62 pip stop loss. And as much as I don't think I would ever do a 62 pip stop loss, but this would be my target because I'm expecting price to come back to my my supply zone. That would be my zone right there. That's and it's just I need something simple. If it's simple, I need it in 5 steps. Okay? One, two, three, four, five. um, but yeah, that's just how I look at it. Now, do I want price to come back down to here? Absolutely. I want price to come all the way back down to here. Is it gonna come? Maybe one day soon. But I know how to trade the in between. I know how to trade it. Because now this is my higher time frame. So if price decided to push all the way back up to here, to this higher time frame zone, right? Then I would be looking for the sell, if it's going to sell, because we have our push up here, here, here. I'm looking for come back here and then sell, right? So,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can we please go to the next page?
yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
So that would be the sell. So that's for NZD CAD. Hold on just a minute. I have to get my charger for my computer. Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right. So, okay. All right. So that's the NZD CAD. AUD CAD. Let's look at the weekly. Let's look at the higher time frame structure. Um, price has pulled back to this zone here and shifted structure, right? Shifted structure here, 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 pulled back to this zone here. So the last level of structure that I see is this break of structure here, this swing low, and then this swing high. That's based on the weekly, right? So now, so we're still in what is considered bearish structure. Or wait a minute, hold on. That didn't do right. Okay. Okay, we're still considered what's bearish structure. This is the current internal structure, right? So price is probably coming up to, well, not probably, it's already up there. All right, so if I look at the structure that is being formed, and I'm just going to go to the daily. If I look at the structure that's being formed, you have this pullback, and then you have this break of structure coming up here. So that's the current structure. And within that structure, you have the internal structure. Okay. So price could pull back into this zone here to either continue buying up and break these highs, or price could start selling below this structure for a pullback to then take out this low. So if price breaks this high here, then I would be looking for price to not come take this low, but I would be looking for price to pull back somewhere in this zone if price breaks this high, this internal high, right? You might get price to pull back and then continue buying to the upside. And it may not even pull back that far, but yeah. But this is higher time frame. Hold on a second. This is higher time frame structure for price to buy back into. So, and it could buy back to, this would be my supply zone that I would look for it to buy back to. So right now, price is bullish. There's a daily bullish order block. It has tapped into our supply zone, our internal supply zone. So I would be looking for price to pull back, possibly here, to then continue buying up. That makes sense, Elfie? At least to this zone here.
I do that. I'm waiting for GA.
Oh, my bad. GA. Okay, whoever asked for AUD All right. So with that being said, let's go to US 30. Is 30 is definitely high. So the first thing I want to do is mark up this level of support and resistance, right? This is a strong level here. As you can see, support, support, support. It broke out, became resistance. So if I'm going to buy US 30, I would need to see price close above this high. If price starts to close below this low, so I would need price close above here. I would look for a pullback to keep buying. Although it's still too high for me, but that would give me some kind of confirmation for the buy. However, if price closes below this low, then I would look for a entry for a possible sell. Actually, let me rephrase that, because this was the break of structure here, right? So I would look for a buy from here. There. That's what I meant to say the first time. So forget what I said there. So even if this closed below here, because this right here did not close above here until right here. So everything from here to here is gain for. And because this demand zone is here, I would trade from this demand zone back up to these highs or higher. Or if I fibbed it, maybe the negative 27. This, if this pulls back, this will be the 618. So then I'll probably take it to the 618. Oops. What are you doing? So that would be what I would look for. All right, GA. We're on the weekly. Let's look at the higher time structure. So we're looking for price to pull back to our okay. So I know I'm always saying I want to see price pull back to the 78 or 88, right? But if I look at structure, price brought up to between the 50% and the 618 and then shifted structure. Okay. So the first thing I would look for is there's a zone here that I would be looking for a price to come back to. So, and which it did. Boom. I didn't even see that. Okay. And which it did. It rejected this zone. This is still our swing low at the moment. Right? So price is looking like it is selling down to that zone. So based on, let's go back to the weekly. We had a weekly, so you got a weekly imbalance and a weekly bearish order block. Now let's go to the daily. If I narrowed that down, that would be to here. This was the first shift in structure once price pulled back up. This was the first shift in structure here, which is Andrew's, whatever he called it, double something.
Not everywhere, Ki. You have
I'm
to.
just, but no, I'm saying it's no.
Yeah, this is a V level. Yeah, fine.
It's a shift in
Yeah,
structure,
yeah, it's a V
right?
level and price. You can see price retested this area right here before the sale, right?
So
So, which means that area has been mitigated, right? It is not just able like V area or double flat area or support area, right? It just have to make sense first.
and the sense is it's a break, it's a market
Yeah,
structure
yeah,
shift.
yeah.
We had a break of structure here,
Correct,
and then we had a market structure shift
correct,
here.
correct. And price retested that area and keep selling, right?
So price retested this area,
Correct.
but once price starts to break other lows, it's going to pull back to this area. Just FYI. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You are not just saying, you are correct. Effie is here. I am on buy on this GA, and I
Me
don't know if
too.
she's on buy too, right?
I am.
To
Mm-hmm.
where? To this area. This is what I told them.
Wait a minute,
Here
you're
Mm.
is our
buying now?
Yes.
yes.
You're
I already
buying,
took
you're buying in this bullish structure right here?
that is what I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
I mean, this
I
bearish
already took a
structure.
trade.
This bearish structure, I should say.
Yeah, I can see that is a bearish structure. Correct. So why did you mark out this area? because you want price to return back there, right?
But it has to shift structure first.
We don't worry, we are shifting structure already.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
So you're not afraid that price may come here.
Like Eminem said, I'm not afraid.
No, you're
We
not
are not
afraid.
afraid, it's okay. It's just what it is, you can see we also retested this area now.
Yep.
It's up. So
No, I
we
can
just
see.
keep shooting up.
I'm saying yes. I can see the buy. I can see the buy, right? But you're still in this bearish structure.
It is bearish for now until we break above this high.
Well, once you break up the high, then that's a whole nother story. But
So go back to the weekly. Let
I
me
don't
just
want
show you
to
something.
assume that it's going to break that structure.
So where is the weekly? Right here.
So bright price.
So this is the level I took
So,
this trade
so
from.
we had a break of structure here, right? And price is pulling back, right? Price pulled back into
Yeah, you have a shift in market structure, price
that's
want to go
no,
higher,
no,
first
no.
of all.
To this high right here. This is your high.
Yes.
Price came up there,
Mm-hmm.
did not take out the
Yeah,
high
yeah, I
and
get this sell.
the
I
structure.
don't even the post I posted there, everything is correct. Like there was a sell from here down to where to this area, then to pull back and probably continue selling. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why we are buying. It's not like we are buying to take out this high or something. If he wants to take out the high, yeah, he can take out the high. But the entry was from that weekly time frame where I just showed you right now. That was where I got the point of interest. Then
So
rejection and this area. If you take
so
out your arrow, you can see it there. Where is that arrow? That this blue, yes, correct. And you can see in our point of interest from the weekly price tapped. What did you see? You see a doji, that's a reversal sign. But of course, I was already in because I know what I was looking for on the pair from the point of interest. That's when I call it like, okay, buying GA right now. The TP is right here, this open and close level. I mean, which is also close to your zone, like you marked out. So it's all
mm,
the same.
go ahead, I'm listening. I'm listening.
This is what I'm showing you. And you can see this price first we rejected. Why? Because there is a other block here. We rejected to pull back,
Because
and
it's
now
about to
we are
sell.
pulling.
That's why I rejected because it's about to sell.
Uh-uh. It rejected to pull back to this area right here, this OC,
Mm,
to continue going. That is why you see it's rejecting the OC level. Next week, watch out, view.
mm, okay. I hear you.
Nobody should follow my
With
word.
allergies, I can tell.
Follow the chart.
Mm, okay.
Effie, do you believe it's buying or which one? Which side are you?
I think she's gonna buy.
I'm buying. I can't really tell that much. I'm in the library. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm buying.
What are you
Hmm.
saying?
I
I
said
think
I am
she's
buying.
gonna buy.
Yes, but I'm in the library. That's why I can't really talk a lot.
Uh,
She's in the library. She's got a
Yeah.
whisper. Well, I hope for y'all it buys. I'm gonna say a little trading prayer for y'all. Okay.
amen. Amen.
Thank
Amen.
you. Mm,
You know what, Kim? I'm really interested for you looking at GJ. Like I say,
Oh, shucks.
I,
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me get through EJ real quick. Alfie, did you have any other questions on GA?
no, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. EJ, I think price never closed below this swing low. All right. this swing high. This may be some internal shift in structure here, but it didn't close below here. And then I think it gave some I'm still looking for buys from here. Price pulled into this demand zone here. So I'm thinking price is going to keep buying up. So, what's that? A daily? I don't know what that is. So I would need to see price close. If I'm going to buy, I would need price to close above this high here, or price has swept this high, and maybe it'll give some, it would have to close below here somewhere. If it's going to sell, I would need to see it close above here.
Hey guys, can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
Andrew, what are you more of an intraday or a swing trader? Before you like, you don't gotta explain your strategy, but like, what are you more so comfortable with?
More comfortable with, or what I saying?
Like,
I'm a day trader, you know.
okay, and I
So
think,
basically,
and Kim, you more what, a swing trader?
I do both. I'm a swing and a day trader.
Okay, because that's how y'all entries are. Like, I think that too. People kind of hearing the difference in y'all approach. It's knowing the style y'all do as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
the
I'm
thing
a
is like there are some trade you can swing, and there are some trade it's okay, yeah. You know, when market is volatile, you know, there are some days it can run like 300 pips, you know, and there are some days you can just consolidate, even if your TP is like 40 pips, you cannot even get it that day just because of market condition, you know.
Let me mute myself. Sorry.
So it's just different days, you know. But first, you have to know where your TP at.
You have to know where your TP. You say TP?
Yeah, yeah, you take
Yeah.
profit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, yep. You have to know where you're planning to enter and where you're planning to exit.
Exit. Correct.
So this is Elfie, this is gold euro. So
No, silver, XAG, please.
oh, I put the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
XAG. My bad.
Thank you.
Let's talk about it. So we have this high here. This was a break of structure. This is my swing low. And this is my swing high. Okay. So price has closed above. As you can see, there is some structure. The last structure that formed was right here. If it's going to keep buying, I would buy from somewhere here. This is um, the internal swing low. Oops. This is the internal swing low. So I would look for price to pull back here and possibly continue buying. Of course, if it closes below this low, then you can look for a sell at least back down to, there is a demand zone here, or you can sell it back down to these possible lows. This right here is in a discounted area, so it could just come back there and then continue buying. So the discount is at the 618. So anywhere between, anywhere between here and here. Price can pull back to, if it closes below this low, price can pull back to somewhere in here and then continue buying based off of higher time frame structure. But right now, this is the, let me go down to, because there's a pullback right here. So let me see if there is any shift in structure, like right here. There's a shift in structure here, right? So price could start selling from this zone. So what I would say to look for is a closed candle below here. I would look for a closed candle below here and then get in on a pullback to then sell at least to here. And that was around the that was around the, oh yeah. Yeah, this was the based on this structure. And if I
Yeah,
had,
can you zoom back in, please? Just,
huh?
can you zoom back in on 4 hours, please? No, in.
Yeah, in,
Mm-hmm. You said let it close below.
this this low here, which is 34,694.23.
So, but it already did close below that one structure, that first blue line that you have right there.
This one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So this was the structure right here, right? This was the break of structure. And then it closed below. Then it shifted structure, closed below
Right,
structure. So
right, because on the daily, it gave a bearish order block, which it has been tapped into.
on the daily, yes. Yep, yep, yep.
Mm.
So now that it's pulled back, so if we, even if we fib that move, it's pulled back to the 618 and then reject it. So maybe the next daily candle would be a bearish order block to close below this low. If the next daily candle closes below this low, so I would definitely wait to see what the Monday candle does. Then you can look for another pullback to start selling back into this daily structure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And of course, if I had it my way, I would want it to pull back to here. Oops. On the 4-hour structure. There's a 4-hour demand zone here, but remember, anything between the 50%, it can come anywhere, right? It can come back here. It can come back to here. It can come back to here or right here. One of these levels, it can come back to and then start shifting structure to continue buying. So, yep, I would definitely wait for the Monday candle to close. Now, if it doesn't close below, if you're just going to get consolidation, I would just say let it do what it's going to do until it closes above a high or below low. Don't trade it in the middle because it'll just be consolidation.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And gold. I think we talked about gold already. All right. Anything else? Anybody want to see? Anything? Any questions anybody have on what we discussed? Going once, going twice. Thank you. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Kim.
Welcome. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
thanks, Delaney.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.